Yep, you read that right. I got put out of service. Stick around and find out what I did, or what I didn't do. Alright, so let me tell you this whole we're going to start from the beginning. Starting with Schneider, you know, back in orientation. They do this physical, they do these medical exams on you. Physical part is make sure you can climb up and down the trailer their way. They, you know, step, kneel, turns, stand up. Same way getting out. Kneel, turn, step down. So they make sure you can physically get up and down the trailer. And if you're too short and even too big, some people just can't do that. And not even just for those two measurements. Just some people just can't do it. But we got to make sure, you know, we got to get up in our trailers from time to time to clean them out, right, for the shipper. So they got to make sure you can safely do that. Get up and get on in the trailer and back on the ground safely. So, and that's like day one. So the next week they take you into their medical company, which is called Atlas. They put probes on you, and they have you do some stretches, some bends. They kind of test your flexibility and your strength. That's just like they use that for a baseline for like later on in your employment, to where if anything happens, they could say, well, hey, he was at this level at this point in time, and he's kind of still at this level, or they just want to protect themselves for any false claims or comp issues, or, you know, things like that, insurance. So that's understandable. Fine, great. So in around 90, I guess it was 60 days later, they had like a 60 or 90 day evaluation, questionnaire I had to fill out and all that stuff. One of them was from a sleep study. So I had to answer a questionnaire, and based off that questionnaire, I had to take a sleep test. So they sent me a machine, or I had to go by and pick up a machine, or like a wristwatch thing, if they can go on your chest and your finger, and I had to take a test that night. So the results of that test, they deemed me with sleep apnea. So I had to start using a machine. They sent me to an OC to pick up a machine, and I'm supposed to use that 4 hours minimum every night, and you're just supposed to. Now initially I was like, I think this test was false. It was negative results. I think just the process of that test was accurate. So regardless, now on my DOT, my medical card, I am listed as having sleep apnea. So even if I quit Schneider back then and went somewhere else, it's still on my medical card. So when I go take my yearly DOT physical, they're going to want to see the records of my machine use for sleep apnea. Now, the problem I have with this is I got that nose piece. Well, first I want to take a retest, but I would have had to pay $300 or whatever the fee was to take the retest. So what I got is I got what they call nose pillows. And it's given me more sinus issues than I've ever had in my life. So I just stopped wearing the damn thing. Of course, they say they give you an acclimation period, a coach to kind of coach you along the way to get to it. I am totally against this damn thing from the beginning. The benefits they says it gives you is doing the opposite. It's like I sleep better without it. I get better rest without it. I don't think I have sleep apnea. I truly believe I don't. But because I answered the question, have you ever snored, and because I'm fat, of course I've got to have it, right? So I think the only way I'm going to get out of this issue is to go home to my doctor, have her schedule me. I'm going to take time off work for this. Have her schedule me an actual sleep study. And either it's going to confirm I don't have it, or it's going to confirm that I do have it, one or the other. Anyway, the point is, I sleep better without it. I breathe better without it because I have them there going. Even though where I adjust the humidity up and down or whatever, my sinus problems are just more now than I ever have issues with, ever. So I didn't use it, and I went out of town there a few weeks ago. I was with friends. I was off for 5 days. Didn't take the machine with me. I left it in the truck, so I didn't use it then. I didn't use it when I hung out with my buddies in Dallas last weekend for a couple of nights. Didn't use it then. So they sent me an email Monday morning when I went back to work. Sent me a text saying we're going to put you out of service. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I just kind of kept on going about my day. About 1 o'clock, when I was getting ready to pull off for my lunch, my 30-minute break, I get a message on my tablet from my DTL saying, hey, give me a call. I'm like, okay, I'm pulling over anyway, I'll call you. He says he got an email, you are now out of service. I'm like, so you're seriously telling me I cannot move this vehicle until they put me back in service? He said, yeah. Now, Schneider doesn't have a medical department. They use, they have outsourced, like iSleep is this company. They're the ones who enforce the DOT guidelines. So there's nothing that Schneider can do to help me here. I have to contact these people. So I send them a text. I tried calling them. I sent them emails. Didn't get a hold of nobody for the entire 24 hours. The next day that someone calls me at the 24-hour mark. And I used the machine the night before, well, that night, and then she called me and said, listen, I told her everything. Yeah, I sleep better without it. I'm so uncomfortable with it. I have to wear that thing at night. And the fact of this is, it's supposed to let you sleep better at night so you don't get drowsy in the day. I'm drowsy in the day because I don't sleep as good with the damn thing on. It's doing the reverse of what they say it's supposed to do. And I believe sleep apnea is a false diagnosis. It's just another way for somebody else to make some money off of something. I truly believe that. I mean, maybe I'm the idiot. I'm the old man who don't want to. I just don't trust the medical world. I don't. So anyhow, I wasn't using the machine up to compliance. Now, compliance is 4 hours a night, 70% of the time. My argument is if it was that serious, I'd be required to use it more than 4 hours a night, wouldn't I? I don't know. I'm just stubborn. I'm a stubborn old mule. So I will say, I'm in a boat now to where I need to do what I have to do so I can do what I want to do. What I want to do, I want to keep my CDL. I want to drive a truck. I've got plans for this, which I've started the ball rolling on, but I'm not going to speak too much on that. We'll talk more about that later if it happens, or I'm going to say when it happens. So I have to use this machine, and I've used it all week. It's got to be at least 4 hours a night. I've been using it about, I don't know, 6 or 7, I guess. Is about all I sleep. Sometimes it falls off your head. But yeah, so if you're in the CDL world, or you're planning on getting your CDL, sleep apnea is like anything else. I got high blood pressure. I'm type 2 diabetic, so I do take medication to treat those. And sleep apnea is another medical thing that you have to maintain treatment, or they'll smack you upside the head to wake you up a minute, knock some sense into you. So that's pretty much what happened to me. Got smacked, got put out of service. But I've been back to work I went back to work. This is Monday afternoon. I went back to work Tuesday afternoon, and I was still able to pull out 2,700 miles this week, which is good. So now I'm going to pull up. I'm in a town where I have some dear friends, and I just parked. I'm gonna start my reset. I am going to hop in here to the Flying J, take a shower, and go meet up with some friends who live about 5 minutes away from here. That's the great thing about being a trucker, is you get to travel around to different parts of the country, for one, and if you know people like I do that are all over the country and you're in those areas, you're pretty much getting paid to go visit friends. The downside is you never know where you're going to go as a company driver, so unless you're on a dedicated route. So anyhow, point of the story is, do what you have to so you can do what you want to. And if you're looking to get into CDL, your medical card is a very, very important part of it. So whatever medical conditions you have, you will need to make sure you're prescribed a treatment plan with your medicines. Sleep apnea, same thing. You get a machine that's in the truck, use that at night, or anything else that might come up. I'm not sure if the medical point to where you're not allowed to have a CDL, but I do know that, like for me, type 2 diabetic, sleep apnea diagnosis, as long as I'm taking the treatment for those issues and my numbers stay under control, we're all fine. So maybe my description fits you. I'm 6'5", 440 pounds. I'm a big dude, okay? I'm a big guy. So I feel people say this all the time. If I can do it, you can do it. The point is are you going to take the accountability to do what you need to do so you can do what you want to do? That's the question. So anyhow, if you have any experience in this world of DOT out of serviceness, or any advice, any tips, any questions, be sure to put them in the comments below, and I'll answer them, and let's talk about it. Have a good day, y'all.